He didn't have to pay a
No,
cent.
exactly.
He didn't have to
That
pay a
is-
dime.
And then, like, literally on the show, he's like calling Susie, and he's like, "You have to plan the whole wedding because I just found out that if you could plan it in a week, it'll be free."
Was there a question here?
So the question is, like, was Susie, his second wife, the mother of Zen, ever brought up? And if she was, like, how was she brought up by him at all, or if she wasn't at all? Because, like, I'm a big fan of Susie Feldman, so, like,
Piss.
I am. She's like a bodybuilder
So
now.
can we just get to the root of this? So you're asking if
How
he brought
treats his
her,
old partners, like.
and the validity of this would entail what?
I just want to know how he treated his like ex-wife, who actually was like the mother of his child, and if that was brought up ever,
Honestly, we were kind of.
or if like she was never even brought up. Like, you know, I just
Well, let her answer.
sorry.
I think at that time we were really trying to just do our best and get by. So she really didn't affect our day to day, and
No,
I
just
think
if
we were
he
trying to
ever
get to.
mentioned her. I just if he mentioned her.
Honestly,
at all to
I
anybody.
Well, I mean, I lived there. She was around because she was the mother of his kid. So, I mean,
But like he never. I just wonder how he would talk about her if he did at all.
I don't really remember him saying anything.
See that? I feel like that
It's
speaks
very
volumes.
familiar.
That like it's like an important relationship. That,
Yeah. So the answer is he didn't bring up his ex-wife to his cult. Did we have any other questions? You
Sorry,
sir.
I know,
No, you're
for all
good.
that,
You're good.
I have one comment and one question. So the comment is circling back to the whole idea of Jim and them being like a part of any upcoming project. So if you make a sequel, you don't have to include them at all unless you want your movie to be more fair.
Whoa!
Thank you, sir.
And the question is, it's actually, you know, I kind of came as a semi-goof, basically, but I'm taken back at how successfully you were able to portray a psychopath. And I am wondering how many cameras did you use? I know it's a boring question, but it seems to me that you were able to, which is kudos to you, Adam, because of, as well as to you, Marcy, for the editing, that you were covering a lot of the reactions from, you know, all of the ladies in a bus or all of the bystanders, and still you were managing to get all of his, well, I shouldn't say all, you know, but a lot of his quirks. So how many cameras, what did you do for the sound? Because you know, there was one shot of you basically just coming in with the camera right into his face, and I didn't see anybody with a boom mic or anything. How
Yeah,
were you
I don't think
managing
this
to
would
be-
have worked. Thank you for asking that. I mean, I don't know if anybody else cares about us, but we're gonna talk about it for a second. Oh, yes, I can.
Wow. We care. This is a good question.
I don't think any of this would have worked if I'd had a crew, and I also love to shoot, and I have edited my whole life, so I think I know what we need to get to be able to make something work, although I'm sure it was tricky, and I'm sure you had to scrub through to find stuff a lot of the time, but it was almost entirely just one camera, because I mean there were a couple of times where I asked a friend to come with me and shoot on 1 or 2 days. Like the first concert you see, I have this DP that I love, Brian Donnell, that came with me that night, but other than that, it was just me. And then I would, Corey didn't love to wear a lav. He didn't really want to wear a mic. So when I could, I would throw that on him, but I couldn't even really monitor sound. So I would set levels and then kind of throw a Zoom recorder with the lav receiver in the corner of the room and like hope for the best. And then I had a top mic, like a Zoom record, a Rode mic on the top of the camera. So it was really like low res run and gun, like just get it. But I think it's evidence that if you have something compelling, that it doesn't matter, you know, like we got the coverage that we needed so that, you know, and I think editing makes you know what to get. Like, you know, like I was just so hyper aware of what I needed to get all the time, and I would just be on something until I felt that I could get away, and then I would just get the next thing that I felt was necessary for cutaways and whatever else was going on. So it all worked out in the end.
You guys honestly did a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you know, with the edit, you know, like we tried to make it as immersive as possible, where like because it's verite style, you know, we wanted to make it feel like you're standing in the room there. So like when Corey is like, you know, rehearsing with the band and you just hear him singing and you're just hearing what you're hearing, you would then look at the wall and see a picture of him with McCartney, and then you'd look over here and see another photo, and then you'd just start thinking for yourself about where am I right now?
Yeah,
you know?
that's real.
So like you know, but Marcy had all that coverage, which was great. And we never ran into any issues, I want to say, especially with the microphone situation. Like you would have unmonitored lav mics and it would sound better than sometimes when you have a sound guy, honestly. We had a really great sound mixer for the movie as well, who had like this really tough job of taking like just onboard microphones and making it sound good enough to be seen in a theater, you know, getting rid of a lot of that, like that noise that you don't want to hear. Now it's boring topic, you know, it's getting real technical. But.
Very good. Real quick, if I go down the line between Jezebel, Margot, and Marcy, and I know there's like a joke answer to this question. Oh, okay, this will be the last question. Real quick then. When was the point when you knew like, like, you know, you auditioned, you move in, you become his musical director, you start making this documentary? Was it like immediately, or was there a delayed reaction when you're like, oh, all right, this is a bizarre situation?
I think it's really hard to pinpoint one thing because it's like a series of breaking points. And it just wasn't until I was completely separated from him that I like really thought about everything that had happened.
We lost Nicole, the first drummer, and you see it me on the couch there, and I'm playing with a pen. I'm looking at my phone, but I was contemplating, like, I think I should be going too. I don't think this is good. She had told me that how she was feeling and how unprofessional. She had also had seen it, and she was a lot more of a veteran as a really renowned, amazing studio professional as a drummer. Like even has played the Grammys. Like she's amazing, and for her to come to me after I brought her into that and to say that, I was like, yeah, I regret that, because I still look at myself in that scene and I go, yeah, maybe I should have listened more to myself.
The biggest moment for me will always be when I talked with Darcy. I mean, it was just a total, like the world opening up, you know, the ground like taking me in. I'm, you know, you'll never see this, but you know, we just had this huge long conversation about what was actually going on during the time that I didn't see, and my thoughts and feelings about it, her feelings about it, and all of that. And I will just never forget that. I guess it's a little, yeah, I guess you were watching the footage. It's a little bit weird from your point
Well,
of
it
view.
was shocking for me to see the footage for the first time, because I had gone to see Corey Feldman and the Angels in Pasadena, and going to that show, you know, you guys see in the film, there's like an opening video that plays before he comes out on stage where he's like, Corey Feldman's been performing since he was 3 years old, you know, original dance moves, and, you know, has performed with Fred Durst and Skrillex. And seeing that in person, like, me and my friends were like, our smiles got bigger and bigger. We were like, dude, what? We were like, this is amazing, you know, but we didn't know if it was real or not. He comes out on stage and he's got so much makeup on that he looks like he says in the movie people think like an alien's walked in the room when I come in, but I swear he did look like an alien on the stage. And the show is electric. The girls were great, and like there's something about the energy. I mean, you know the songs are what they are, but like there was like an energy in the room that was unforgettable for everybody. We left like we had just seen like a crazy concert. Like we were all exhausted, you know. But then seeing but I thought it was like maybe like an Andy Kaufman thing.
Yeah.
But then seeing the footage, it was, you know, he's dead serious about everything, like his artistry.
Thank you, Jim and them, for being my friends.
Please give it up for the film. Thank you to the Alamo. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alamo, you're the best. Thank you, Aaron. You're the best. All right, see you guys soon. Let's go out to the lobby to talk so we don't get in more trouble.
Marcy, we're gonna get a part 2?
Maybe. We'll work on it.